What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Anime Mafia, back again with another video. And today we're going to be doing What If Mori Jin had his powers from the start, part 2. Where I last left off was Mori fighting. Where I last left off was Mori fighting with R. With R actually having him still using more of his power. At the end of the day, Mori still loses as in canon and joins the GOH tournament. Now we'll still see that prep tournament. I think it was. I don't know. I haven't read that was one of the pretty much we get to see Mori getting ready for the GOH tournament. With him saying, "All right, I'm gonna get back at that blondie." He then proceeds to do the whole entire prep thing that happened in the manhwa, where all those people were boxing and fighting to be part of the official match, but they had to take all the weak people first. So Mori was pretty much in the whole entire room with before Mansiok, Mansuck, and Mansiok, Gang or Kang, whatever the hell. That's the Mansiok Gang, yeah, before he appeared, and was pretty much beating up everybody else, with him still having the same interaction as he had in the webtoon comic / manhwa, with him beating up with Dai and Mira. But then Mansiok appears, and Mori has this strange feeling about him. Like he's seen that fighting style that he's using before, but couldn't put his finger on it because it's Mori. So he would try to go ahead and fight Mansiok, and this time Mori would be using his oh god, I'm not even gonna pronounce it. His Hua or Hua. Oh my god, I'm thinking that just sounds stupid, bro. His man, I really hate his Wo Hyori Gut. Fucking names. These Korean names, bro. Wo Hori Guk. Man, I'm gonna just show it to you. I'm gonna just show it to you because that's how lazy I am. I don't want to pronounce that shit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna show it to you. His Wo Hyori Hyorikyuk. Wo Hyorikyuk. Yeah, or Hua for short. God, these dumbass names. But anyways, Mori would be using his his Wo Hyorikyuk. Pretty much from what memories he has as he was as the Monkey King. With him actually handling, he's actually handling Mansiok with not, he's not even using Re Taekwondo. He's just handling him with his martial arts that he used before when he was the original Monkey King. And Mansiok is actually being pushed back by this, but everything goes as in canon till we get to I'm skimming through a couple of things. Same things happen with Mori, Daiwi, and Mira becoming friends. Mira loses. Mori accidentally drew her sword, and Daiwi pulled with the clutch, as in canon. Pulled in with the clutch, as in canon. So yeah. Mori then if I remember correctly, it goes as in canon. So Mori would then be having his fights and would pretty much be soloing everybody up till he gets to see this fight between he still saves Gamdo, as the Tai Chi guy. If you don't remember from the anime or from the manga, really is really relevant. But anyways, he still saves him, and we get to see his fight with him trying to fight Mantiok, but he's getting his ass beat. Mori's just sleeping, and then he just and then we and then P gives us the explanation of what Taekwondo he's using. It's called Northern ITF Taekwondo. P was saying to Mujin and the other commissioners. But explaining how the style was pretty much getting one martial artist from North Korea created it when 50 South Korean martial artists all either were dead or brutally injured. With then Mantiok using a Northern ITF Taekwondo technique, Northern ITF cutting the front. With Mori just saying he's had enough since, he pretty much pulls Gamdo out again, gets him out the ring, right, and then proceeds to beat up Mantiok. With him, he actually uses Renewal Taekwondo and goes for he uses Renewal Taekwondo. With the commissioner trying to stop him, but yeah, R is shooken by this because he's not trying to stop Mori. I mean, yeah, he speculates that either Mori could be the key. He thinks Mori could be the key. So he's like he's very lenient about it. He's very lenient about it, not stop Mori. He actually doesn't do anything that says go ahead. Or his second speculation that he's also coming through is he might be a god. But the evidence doesn't point up, as can turn the fact the key is supposed to have a natural, high enough GP. So he just probably assuming that either Mori's the key, but he'll see that for his own self. So he's gonna be watching Mori's development. And then we see Mori pretty much beat Mantiok as in canon with a Renewal Taekwondo 3-stage Hochuk. With Mujin after that, but Mori actually doing something a bit extra. Mori Jin original Monkey Claw. And we see a giant claw thrown at Mantiok, with Mantiok actually being more injured than he was in canon. So we then see Mubong / Mujin, whatever the hell you want to call this man, talking with Jeju Moon, explaining, having a flashback of when Tae Jin pulled up and pretty much beat whooped the whole entire six into just filleted the whole entire six into a 5-star corpses. 9-year all of them having flashbacks when Tae Jin took out Bung Shim-na's arm and all that stuff. So we then see Dai Wei's fight with him explaining he knows Mori was using Renewal Taekwondo, but then he ponders about what was that original technique. From what he knows, from what knowledge he has on Renewal Taekwondo, it's not that. I don't think it's a technique from that martial art. So we think it's from another technique from another martial art he hasn't heard of. So we then see Dai Wei versus Sung Cheol. That goes pretty much as in canon. Nothing changes really. So we then go with Mori still being disqualified, as in canon, or temporarily disqualified. Mori was pretty much sleeping, and he ate this, and he went ahead to go find some food. With then him seeing Bung Shim-na, and actually he eats a sage pill, right? But when Mori eats the sage pill, he has a strange reaction to the fruit, because he swears from what his memories tell him, because he knows he's not a normal person. But Mori swears he remembers this fruit from somewhere, because the fruit seems really oddly familiar. of him having a flashback of Mori having a brief flashback when he was eating a lot of these fruits. And with his eyes begin to turn to glow, his eyes slowly turned blue for 1 second, for a brief second, and then Mori did indeed freeze Bang Na. Bang Na actually trying to kill him, but Mori had the time to Mori actually counteracts the technique and goes for and has this kick pointed at his head. With Bang Na saying, "You're very skilled, young one. I knew that you were Taejin's flesh and blood. I'm surprised you could even, because I was aiming for one of your vitals, but you caught my hand right in time." With Bang Na saying this, giving a compliment to Mori, Mori then goes back, but with Bang Na actually knocking him out though, Mori then goes back to sleep. With Mori thinking was that all a dream, but during his rest, he's having another flashback. For around the time when he was having a flashback around the time when he was a Monkey King. When he first got the Yodoi, well, pretty much the giant pole that we see Mori carry. Having a flashback when he got the Yodoi, and when he started the first Heavenly War back on Origok. He's having slow flashback. Of course, this doesn't make sense to Mori. This does not make sense to Mori. He's slowly starting to remember his past, but it takes time. So we then see Mori. Then proceed to fight Q for his not the consolation match, but like him fighting a Commissioner Q. So he then proceeds to fight Q, and what I mean, Q gets more brutalized. He gets more brutalized than he was in the manga and anime. I mean, he gets more brutalized. Like I said, he does indeed try to get some cheap shots at Mori. That happened. Mori actually came back. Well, he didn't rise from the dead or anything, but like Mori, he was beating on Q's ass, which forced him to use his borrowed power Joker, and proceed. Mori then falls down because when Bang Na having a flashback, when Bang Na knocked him out, he hit him in one of his pressure points. Then Mori falls down on the ground, but he actually was not dead. He actually wasn't dead. Mori's eyes then grow a bright blue. With Mubong seeing this, R briefly seeing this, he briefly saw his eyes change color. And Q, with Mori actually going in for his monkey claw technique. But before, R had to step in so Q wouldn't, die. So R stepped in and proceeded to, R and Mubong. R and Mubong both had to step in so Mori wouldn't, kill Q. So that doesn't happen. And with Mori saying that he's hungry, and the R proceeds to punch him, but Mori just brushes this hit off. Because like I said, he has some of his latent memories that's back when he was the Monkey King. And he brushes his punch off like, "Wow, this doesn't even hurt," Mori said. And he then proceeded to kick R in the head. With R then blocking this again, with him actually dislocating his arm. Of course, R put it back in place, and R was debating whether he should use a bar of power on Mori or not, because he saw that what he saw was no, it can't be. R was thinking he can't be a god, can he? Was that his either A, that was his borrowed power. Unless he's manifesting borrowed power, then that would make sense. With Artist thinking that it was borrowed power, he then just brushes this off. Mori gets fed some dinner, and Bang Na proceeds to heal him. We then get to the marriage that Mira had. And I'm just skimming through because when I mean I hate this section of God of High School, I hate it that bad. That's like the one thing I can't get over, the fact they put that there. They had the animators put that there. They had time to they didn't have cut most of the important stuff from the original manga. But they had time to put this in. They could have summarized that shit up, or they could have summarized that stuff up, or proceeded just to like skim through it with its atrocious spacing. Ass. Like they had time. They legitimately had a time. Youngshi should have confronted the people who were gonna make the anime, bro. Because when I mean God of High School should have went down as one of the greatest animes of that generation. It should have went down as the greatest anime of that year, bro. I'm telling you. If its pacing was not complete ass, I'm telling you, you people would be loving God of High School a lot more, and would not be calling it complete ass because of its pacing. Because need I remind you, they cut mostly of all the important stuff. Mostly all the important stuff, and to skim through that, the whole entire Take Jagal arc in 13 episodes. Nah. They shouldn't have cut that shit out. They should have made the whole entire Take Jagal arc into 25 episodes at least. Because if you're covering the whole entire first big arc of God of High School, you should at least at least like cut that out. Like, how could you cut out the fact that Jago has his first form when he absorbs the Nine Tails Guardian? How could you cut that out? Or mostly Mori, and like this is something from the manhwa. It was more, being led by a person I think it was a commissioner or something. A commissioner was being led by a commissioner, and then that's how he found that clone guy. Or or Daiwi coming up with his Hayate. But I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. I'm not gonna get out. I'm sorry for ranting and all. So we'd see more, as in I don't know where I left off. So the mirror would go as in canon up to, where the guy pretty much steals Mira's sword. Mori actually, yeah, he took Mira's sword. With Mira saying she didn't need it, but conveniently enough, Mori was like, nah, Mira does need it. Conveniently enough. So Mori would be running after the car. And he's saying he's not fast enough. He gets on his bike, running after the car, and the guy is saying, oh shit. So he then uses his borrowed power to try and like at least shake off Mori. But conveniently enough, a lightning bolt strikes his car. And I repeat, a lightning bolt strikes his car. With a loud explosion being heard, lucky the guy is still safe, but the sword is right there. Mori then takes the sword. The guy, being the purple haired ugly ass boy, forgot this man's name, but no, I'm just too hurt. A guy with the samurai borrowed power. Mori then takes back the sword and giving it back to Mira. With Mira saying thank you. With Mira saying thank you. But I did actually skim through some important stuff. Mori and Daiwi would still have the same conversation. With Mori actually when he brings up the topic of marriage about Mira, Mori actually brings up the fact that someone you actually like, someone you could connect with. With him blurting out similar to him and Zun Sang. With Daiwi asking who's Zun Sang. With Mori proceeded to shed a tear at this, because it was Mori's first love in his past life that he had when he was the Monkey King. Chun did something. With Mori not wanting to discuss about it, because he doesn't remember much about, like I said, most of his Monkey King memories, they're not in all perfect order. And he would have dreams about the memories, but they're not all in perfect order, because the rest of his memories are in Origok, trapped inside his gourd. So that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. So Mori then, that whole entire confrontation happens with Teijin being confronted with one of the Nox members asking him, does he want to join? Teijin declines this and then kills a Nox member. That whole entire ordeal still happens. So what was Mori? So who is this Zun Sang character? What is this leading to? Will Mori actually remember more about his past life than he knows? Well, Mori really will Aura actually start to speculate more that Mori is a god? We'll find out next time. I hope you like this What If, so goodbye. Jana, leave a like and subscribe.